Police say it's a crime that's turning into an epidemic.
More and more kids are getting into it, and it's costing towns and business owners big bucks to clean up. Kids are committing this crime without remorse or the fear of getting caught.
Graffiti's a way of life. Graffiti's a way of satisfaction.
I think graffiti is often street art. And it's art created a lot of times by people who don't have training in art, but have a need to express themselves.
Graffiti is definitely an art form. It's a little bit different than other art forms. It's something you go out and do. It's not something you're sitting back in your studio doing. It's a little bit more intense.
Graffiti is, it's honestly, it's the most rawest, purest form of art expression you can. I mean, you've got, this gritty ass wall and a can of paint, and is what you can do on it. It's kind of glorifying because you create a name and nobody knows who you really are.
It's basically, people who saw canvases where other people didn't. And of course, at the same time, it becomes more personal because not only do they want to use a space like this to display their art, but they would pick places that were seen.
A lot of times people have a negative impression about graffiti because tagging is become a popular way, and a lot of times it's gang tagging, but for people to put their mark on something, and quite often it's destructive.
Game-related tagging has almost nothing to do with the art. It's entirely different. It's a whole different crew of people.
You're not really doing harm writing on some walls or writing on some train cars. You're not doing anything wrong by it. But they didn't understand what we were doing. They didn't understand that we were a group of kids expressing ourselves.
Usually the younger ones are doing throw-ups all around the streets and shit like that until they actually learn the rules, and then that's when you're actually thinking about where you're gonna put your name, how you're gonna put it up, and you just don't want to just put it up anywhere.
A piece is something you take time out on. I mean, it's you start off with your letters, and then you do your power lines, and if you want to add bubbles and stuff to it, and small backgrounds and characters and stuff like that. It's what you really take time on. That's what pieces of what people more see as being art.
For me, art is creativity, and in my particular field, I am a visual artist. So a lot of what I do is try and express emotions and ideas in visual form.
The way some people look at it is in art is through piecing and burners, but the way people look at it through crime and shit like that, it's just bombing, people bombing.
Bombing, that is probably one of the most controversial things about graffiti. It's more of a urban destruction, I would say, and people just go out and wreak havoc in the town and, I don't know, write on everything you can.
In graffiti art, a lot of times it tends to be big. It tends to take on the quality of almost like a billboard because people are thinking about how is it going to look like from a distance. It's not little teeny tiny drawings, it's great big dramatic drawings. And I think also urban environments lend themselves to graffiti. I don't think it's a cause of urban decay. I think that it is urban spaces are places that actually are sometimes quite lovely. A lot of the older buildings have been preserved and in a very elegant way. And I think maybe it might be a way for people to personalize things that everyone else would overlook.
Also, when people say graffiti, I feel like a lot of people write off certain things. Like, yeah, it could be like a thing that covers the entire side of this building right here, or it could be like, you know, someone scrawling like Mary Jo Sue sucks huge cock inside of a bathroom stall. Because that's graffiti too, but I mean, it's just like a different canvas and a different, like, you know, atmosphere. Because, you know, of course, just sitting on the toilet, that's funny, but I mean, you're not going to scrawl that on the side of a building. It just looks stupid.
Like I said, like like most people look at it in two ways. Either you're going out for the art, which is like piecing, burners, mad colors, style, and everything like that, or you're going out for the fame, just going around everywhere, like every sick spot, and every spot you want to see your name, you put it up.
It's all the way you look at it. To you, that can be an art form. To somebody else, that could be a nuisance. If you don't even think it's an art form, to somebody else it might be. So it's just all how it gets perceived.